Right there, the 1-2. Yeah, this feels right. Juan is back though.
It feels good to be back. They really did try to take me away. So.
Bro, the microphone is yours. You don't have to
This
be
is the
so
original,
far.
yeah.
No. Mike, yo, don't act funny on the act normal. Like,
yo, you're.
I know
right
you.
now.
I watch other pods. Just
I'm
act
right
normal.
Here, I'm right here.
Act-
And welcome back into another episode of Dime Peas and Parlays.
Let's go.
Joined by, as always, Sway, and we welcome back
The demon.
It's been too long.
the original producer,
It's been too long.
Juan CuBilete.
Yo, you back, my boy.
It's nice to see everybody. It has been a little bit, you know.
Bro,
working.
trying to schedule you for a fucking pod is like trying to
Facts.
get next to
Oh, yeah.
the president or
Hey,
something, bro.
I agree. Work and the Dominican clock, like that's what it is. If you tell me 6 o'clock, I'm aiming for 7:30. It's
Bro,
just,
That's,
you-
yeah.
it's the way it works.
What time you got here today?
What do we do, like 6:10?
Yeah, you said 6:15 sharp.
Yeah.
Hey, sharp. 5 minutes early ain't terrible for 6:15
I
sharp.
get it,
I'm
yeah.
usually 5 minutes late.
You still running on New York time. That's the problem.
Facts.
Yeah, man.
The New York minutes is long, bro. You got to cut it out.
Yeah.
We in a different space, in a different place, bro.
He's planning traffic in that route and everything, you know?
Yeah.
Flipping the ultimate-
Speaking of New York, guys.
Speaking of New York, go ahead, get into it. This is
Go ahead.
the floor is yours. Go ahead. Let's
yeah.
change it up. Go
First
ahead.
things first. Like I just think, disclaimer. This is all jokes. This is some opinions. We're all good friends and stuff, but we do need a disclaimer.
We
there,
in
but-
for one tonight.
We
But
in
no,
for
yeah,
it.
speaking
Talking.
of New York, new news we could say, but New York rap legend P Diddy going under, guys.
Yeah, look,
Everybody's seen the news. I know you.
He
too
wanted
have
to
seen
start
the
with
news.
it.
You can laugh and be uncomfortable, but
No,
hey,
no,
it
I'm
can
not.
happen to anybody.
I'm not uncomfortable. I just thought we was gonna talk about this later on. But
I'm saying it
but
could happen to anybody.
but this is the hottest news in the streets, so I'm not even mad at you.
It really did. No, it really did just hit me, and I had to bring it up just right away once we touched on New York. But if you think about it, the freak-off parties could really happen to anybody. You go to a party, we've all been out together.
Nah,
couple
for
nights.
sure.
You have a couple drinks, this, that. Not saying that you slide into the wrong room or, wrong hot dog, wrong hallway type shit, but it could really happen to anybody. It's one of those things, but now that it's at this big scale, you're trying to see these things, and the feds are really going in. I just want to know, because the way I'm looking at it is he's going to go down for a long time. And
If they catch him,
he's
he's literally playing cops and robbers, bro.
Nah, they'll catch him.
Which I respect, because if
Yeah,
I had that
I was
kind of
gonna
money
say-
and power, you gotta come get me.
They
I'm
are-
not just turning myself in, bro.
They arrested the kid that was on the Syracuse basketball team, which was like his, I believe, drug mule as
Yeah,
well.
that was crazy.
That was a whole crazy situation, but I think like it's like damn, like
Mikey that shit has fucked up his head for the last 2
yeah,
days,
bro.
bro.
I think it's also like because of like,
You didn't expect it?
well, I mean, here's the thing. It just seems like it's not only him involved with this. It feels like there's
everybody.
going to be other big names. Like we talked a little bit about that Cat Williams interview where he talked about there's going to be a lot of big names exposed.
Yeah.
And it's one thing about like everything going on with Diddy, but it also feels like he could just be the beginning. And I would say to a lot of people before, you're going to get a lot of opinions on this. I would say do your research. You can learn a lot. You know,
Yeah, you
but-
should
but-
He hasn't
definitely
been charged.
research.
He hasn't been
Researching,
charged with
but
anything.
I-
He
yeah,
hasn't been charged with
obviously
anything.
we won't speak too much, but I would say like there may be
It's a bad situation.
some people
He guilty,
above
bro.
there may be some people above him that pull some of those strings where
Nah, not this one.
Yeah, no, and God forbid.
well, not saying that they're gonna get him out of this situation, but I'm saying that's how he got in there in the first place.
No, that's how he got a lot of weight.
If you think about it, God forbid, like he goes out like Epstein, where they say
Well,
he
that's-
killed himself, but he doesn't kill himself or some shit like that. Because if it's this big of a scale, some people they end up dying, and it's a apparent suicide, but it's not a suicide. We've seen that happen way too many
Yo,
times.
Mel
now.
Gibson already has a documentary out on it,
This shit.
and he's calling him the Epstein of hip hop.
No, this shit's gonna be big just because one, you can look at it in the way like I said, like hey, he's gonna go away for a long time, and some other people are gonna go away for a long time, or they kind of do treat it like Epstein and they hide everything again. We don't know anything.
Yeah.
We don't see lists. We don't do anything. He just goes to jail, and a girl goes to jail with him, and everything goes under the fucking rug.
And this just is coming out right after the HBO doc, Quiet on the Set was coming out with the Nickelodeon director as well.
Yeah,
So-
with your Uncle Dan. Your Uncle Dan, he was out of
Hey,
pocket,
yeah.
Mike.
Wow.
I told you.
Yeah,
I told you to chill. I told you to chill.
I got
Uncle
no
Dan,
relation
man.
to Bull. No relation.
he's
fuck
the crazy-
fuck
Schneider-
that guy, bro.
Bro,
Fuck
not
that
for
guy.
nothing.
What
Mike Schneider.
what a
man.
piece
This
of shit, though.
what
Fuck
the
that guy.
fudge,
But
Yeah.
honestly, though, like, and this is coming out right after that, and There's just there's a lot going on with the rap game, and you know, like really the origin of it, and there's other, you know, big stars that could fall. Like I said, do your research, you'll find a lot, but I think it's like one of those things that really impact like me as just somebody
it's
that
a domino effect.
just to listen to music. It's like, damn, like I never thought that this person would have had the capability to, you know, be involved with, you know, human sex trafficking. Like that's just fucking terrible, and it's one of those things where, you know, could there be other, you know, people around Diddy that were there? I don't want to say names, but you know, that were there people that also know that also contributed to that, and it makes it kind of one of those things where listen to music, it's like, did they know too? Or,
of course, bro.
And I know that a lot of people are bringing up Meek Mill's name in this, and there's been some, you know, audio that has surfaced, and it's just truly a bizarre situation.
Birds that flock together, fly together, bro.
And it's odd that he brings up Dan Schneider and stuff. It brings the question, though, at one point, are you so rich and, you know, such at a high executive level where, you know, the girls and maybe the small restaurants, clubs don't do it anymore? Now you need drugs, you need some weird sexual activities. Like, bro, what do you guys think? I genuinely just think he's gay, and
no, for sure,
he wanted to have some fun, and he's also a drug addict that couldn't control shit. And now look, that's what I think happened. I don't think it's a power surge or a executive type thing, but you do hear a lot about that in music and media.
Bro, there's been too many instances and too many videos, and you got his right-hand man, not his right-hand man, his ex-security guard putting out all this information, and everything that he stated has come to light. Like, every single thing that he stated has surfaced, and now there's proof of everything that he said. So it's not like Diddy can hide anything anymore, bro.
No, and
they're raiding your cribs. They arresting your sons. Like,
but do you think that, like, it could also, like, I would say, like, if it is some kind of, you know, like you said, power surge, like where there's somebody kind of above him. I mean, they did arrest the kid that was on the Syracuse basketball team, and Diddy's on another island, right? And not only that, but it feels like he's gotten away with so much of this for so long. He's been able to, like, law enforcement have been, you know, turning the other cheek in this situation. And not only that,
it's not that they turn the other cheek, he has them in his pockets, bro.
Yeah, kind of.
That's what that just comes down to, bro. Like, it is what it is, bro. Now, politicians go through it. Presidents go through it. Everybody with power and influence, they get away with a lot of shit, bro, because they're pawns to the system, bro.
Yeah. And he has, like, his origin was that he, 24 years old, you know, knew a couple connections that got him started with his label
he was down
record. So, you know, that's why there's been a lot of accusations of artists then that he brought around or, you know, through his label. And like I said, do your research. You could find a lot of artists.
Time will tell. Time will tell.
We'll see.
The cookie's bound to crumble. We just gotta stand by and see what comes out of the news.
It is a fucked up situation,
and it's a federal court case, so it's gonna be one of those long, strung out 3 months, 4 months, 5 months in jail because he still has money. He sold off Revolt. He still has money. He's obviously gonna be able to afford lawyers. He's gonna be able to, you know, afford representation in court. Yeah. So it's just time's gonna tell.
You think when they catch him and they're like,
it'll be this year.
No, for sure. Do you think they're gonna give him bail?
I mean, some things you can't give bail for. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
If he has all these charges,
I don't think he's gonna turn himself in, bro.
And like 80 years of prison time, he's not gonna be able to bail out on that. No, all these different charges of sex trafficking, possession of this, that, like allegedly. You know, no Diddy, but
no Diddy.
Things can really get crazy. But I'm excited to see it just because now, say there was anybody else in the music industry, which we all follow up with, and even me, like I'm really surging to get into the music industry, but like this shit, it's just getting out of hand. There's too many sickles out here. It's just getting out of hand. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Actually,
yeah, let's not even talk about it.
Nauseous, man. I got cousins and shit, man. This is tragic.
You open up the show with this shit, bro.
Just think about it.
You're a music guy. I thought you were gonna start us off. Drake, Future. You know, they're taking shots at the boy.
Of course, we're still talking music, but
I know.
When shit like that's happening, it's all over the news.
I know. It
Especially like our representation, you know what I'm saying? African American male that makes it, gets the bread. Like, you don't want to see that happening, especially with people at that level.
Yeah.
It's like if Barack did something like that, we would never have another black president. Like, it's true shit though. You gotta keep an eye on things like that, man.
Diddy, everything that's coming to him is well deserved, bro.
No, yeah, he's gonna pay.
Let's say you do the crime, you got to do the time.
Yeah.
You got to stand on it.
Do the time. He's got to have a good old time in jail too. If you know what I'm saying.
That's
bro.
That
And
shit is crazy.
And then next week you're gonna see him over there with Russell Simmons in Bali.
Same
you
thing,
can't extradite me here.
Having a good old time. Russell Simmons got served too, but that's another time.
Yeah, let's get away. Let's get away from all this crazy shit. So, talk to me. You know what we want to talk about, bro. You know what
I don't have much
about.
to say. I just have a couple things to say.
What you have to say?
One, Kendrick is reaching, man. I don't know if his album sales went down. I don't know if his mortgage is up. I really don't know what's up with him. I don't. And I'm big fan of Kendrick. I've seen him a handful of times. Great artist, great lyricist, great philanthropist, amazing person overall. Like, you know, we're not targeting him, but this act that he's got going on.
Was the verse needed?
When do you see Kendrick on a feature with Future? Like, come on,
I know that was
Future's talking about popping perks and doing drugs and, you know, having 35 baby mamas, and Kendrick's talking about being depressed. He had no fucking part being in that damn song. He should have done it with like Joyner Lucas, or he should have had his own single on the Metro project.
They trying to form the Avengers to take Drake down, bro.
No, yeah, and
I think he mad from the sidelines, bro. Like, look at him and Cole, bro, giving each other flowers and talking about they the number one and number two. Facts. One is saying he's one. The other
Cole acknowledged it was the big three, K. Dot, Remy, whatever he says on the song. But he says, "I'll shoot him up." What does he say? I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or something.
Who?
Cole on that bar right after. He's like, "I'm number one." Da da da. But still, I mean, if you haven't heard of the news, of course, Kendrick Lamar is on Future's album bullshit. With Metro like Boomin, dissing Drake.
Future, he's on his bullshit.
We're gonna bring up some lyrics here soon, but basically the overall theme here is that Future's mad that, you know, Drake slept around with a couple of his women, it looks like, and
made a song. What would Pluto do? Put it on the album for all the dogs.
Yep.
And this was his response on the.
Kendrick Lamar is very, very upset that Drake and JCole, the other two kind of like kings of this shit with him.
Yeah, he hated for the asylum,
are claiming that he's the third king. You know what I'm saying? They're kind of like, hey, you're giving you your flowers and shit, but you're still at the bottom. And he didn't like that. I can tell he didn't like that shit. And to bravado, like, he's a man. He's a rapper. All these people want to be the best, etc.
But it's just to me, it's just like you hop on a track with Future and Metro Boomin when you know shit is already spicy. So like, you trying to throw more fuel to the fire at this point. Y'all want to see him fail. Like,
don't forget Metro. I'm sorry to cut you off, but don't forget Metro Boomin has beef with Drake too.
Yeah,
like
that
trans verse was fire.
He's another crybaby, bro.
Not because now it's taking over the fans. Like, I listen to that trans verse all the time on YouTube and stuff because you can't get it on streaming because he didn't clear it. Mm-hmm. Like, now we're not going to be getting any Metro and Drake songs. We're not going to be getting any Travis Scott. It doesn't look like it.
Travis Scott's another.
You had to throw him in there because he's on stage like play the this, play the that. Yeah. Something was weird about it. Regardless, he had to know. Because it was only a couple days before. So
bro, they forming the Justice League. Bro.
Isn't that interesting, though, that they're both split, like, down the middle? Like, you really do have Future, Metro Boomin, The Weeknd,
it's not split,
Kanye
Mike.
West.
It's not split, Mike.
Right down the... And then you got... Well, hold on, because then you got Drake.
Yo.
Like, this is who...
Be honest, yo. Be honest.
No, this is who's on his team. You got Drake, Lil Baby's hanging out with him, Dirk...
Lil Baby hasn't had a hit in a year.
I'm not saying hit. I'm just saying years. Like how they're like kind of splitting this thing. To Sway's point, like you do have The Weeknd, right? He was on his album. Kanye's reposting everything. Like No More Parties in LA with Kendrick Lamar. He hops on with Metro Boomin and Future's album. And obviously Drake, he's got his crew with Yachty out there, Baby, Dirk, Sexy Red. I don't know what she be popping
exactly.
up.
It's
SZA.
not split.
I'm just saying, but he just has taken a different cast of crew versus a different cast of crew that all linked up on a project where they kind of are coming for Drake's head top. Like, Future was like, for Future to be like, we don't trust you like anymore. That's the intro, straight up second verse, like kind of
talker. And
he kind of like mimicked a lot of the soundtracks to like Drake's kind of album as well. Like he was coming for him. It's surprising that Drake like
Metro took the
didn't
time
drop the diss yet.
Metro took the time to do that surgically.
Yeah,
I think that was all intentional. Like,
oh yeah,
he's really trying to come at Drake heavy, bro.
He is.
I don't know what girl he slept with. I don't know who Drake smashed. His mother, his sister.
Well, that was
his cousin.
Future's.
All of them, both of them.
Maybe.
Both of them, because what could y'all possibly be arguing about?
I think part of it could be over the
girls.
It
has to be about girls, bro.
You have to look back also, like with the weird situation with "Wait for You," how that song was such a smash, and how not a lot of us even ever saw it performed. the videos, just kind of like visuals. That was weird. We should have known something was up when Wait For You came out, and them two weren't really on some buddy shit. It was more like, I need to sell this album. And even the verse I'm on one, like, it kind of sounds like Drake phoned that in last second if you listen to that. He's like, all my hoes got Audemars Piguet, like some weird shit. It was just a filler ass verse. And think about it. What would Pluto do? Oh my gosh, dude.
What would Pluto do is self-explanatory.
He was the demon, so he did it.
Exactly. Pluto's always talking about, oh, I cracked this girl, I had this bitch, I did this and this, I this and that. And then Drake does it to you, and you crying. Like, stand on everything that you talk about. Your lyrics, everything that you say, like, I'm that guy. I'm putting Rolexes on chicks. I'm flying chicks out. I got 13 kids. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop.
But isn't it interesting how we look at the song differently now? Because me and you, when we first listened to, like, What Would Pluto Do, we kind of thought it was like, would Drake just do it, not have any affiliation with Future? Now we know with context, like, oh shit, like, that was one of maybe Future's, like, pieces, and that, like, you know,
bro, listen,
something was fishy. Something had to be fishy right after Life Is Good if they're not still clicking up, because they're in the video giving each other's chains and I love you, bro, the best in the game. But Drake also does that to everybody. Like,
yeah,
bro, I mean, even seeing them at the 21 show.
Why not, bro?
He spent 5 minutes on stage talking about 21's one of the best to ever do. 21 is not one of the best to ever do this yet. Like, he's a good rapper, but the shit.
They did have a really good project. That album was fantastic, though.
21.
The album was good. I think the album was good.
That was fantastic.
I think Drake carried most of that.
21 has been on a good streak, though.
21's he's great. He's been on a great streak, but he's just not one of the. You know what I'm saying? He's not even part of the big five right now as we speak. Type shit. So
from Atlanta, yeah, and Atlanta's music is what's driving the culture.
Really?
Exactly.
Atlanta has taken over the scene for the last 5 to 7 years, bro.
I agree.
Who's your top 5, by the way? Because you said he's not in your top 5.
In the top 5 right now, you would easily have to do it the normal 3: Drake, Kendrick, JCole.
But you gotta take those guys out. Those are powerhouses.
No, you can't take them out. They're
no, because if we're talking about 21, that's a different level.
21's in their left. 21's on tour with them and on the same.
No, but 21 is in the bracket with Little Baby.
If you want to take them all out and put 21 in like the newer age,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Maybe he would be in like that top 5 because you would still have. I'm sorry, but Gunna's been on a streak since
he's cooking.
He's been that album too that came out right after that. Shit was hard.
He's talking.
Gunna's been on a streak since he did that shit.
But that's what I'm saying, that the culture has been driven through Atlanta.
Yeah.
All the rappers are moving to Atlanta. Like, that's where everything is at. That's where everybody link up. So for him to be that guy from Atlanta, and all the charges that he had and shit, and now he got his residency here and shit. Drake is bigging him up like, yo, you really made it a long run. Like, how many rappers get to rap for 5-7 years and stay consistent?
I agree on that point. I agree on that point.
He has been on a run, though.
I have to stand on the fact that he's not as big as we all think. He's great and he's huge,
bro.
but he's not as big and as good as an artist that
I think you have to be.
He's being panned out to be.
I think you have to be a big star to have a feature album with Drake. I don't think Drake would just do a feature album with just anybody, bro. 21 was that guy, bro. Little Baby had that run and he faded out.
I feel like Drake could have done that feature album with a handful of people.
Huh?
Drake was gonna do the feature album with Kanye. The shit went south. He was gonna do part 2 with Future. Same thing. It went south. He could have had a feature album with some of the YSL guys. I could see like him doing like a feature album with Young Thug, and then you bring Lil Baby into it. You bring what's his name? You bring Gunna into it. You bring some of those.
Never wanted to do one with
people
Lil
over there.
Wayne,
like a slime party.
Same thing,
right?
Lil Wayne. But no, let's get back to the main topic at hand. Where would 21 fall? 21's gonna be on the Avengers Drake side if you think about it. But
of course,
first things first. What's he gonna say? He's gonna jump on a track and come at Kendrick. Kendrick will murder. He will walk all over 21 and anything.
Kendrick will murder everybody on that side.
And then let's just not.
Can I add a couple things to this? Can I add a couple things to this?
Go ahead, young Mike.
Okay, so like they're gonna drop the second part, Metro Boomin and Future, on April 22nd. I think that Drake will come out with something. Like, I know he's on a feature, like I think tomorrow night or so, but like it was pre-recorded and like it's not his diss track. I think if he's gonna respond, I think April 22nd when they drop, and then you also got your boy Ye out there who's gonna come on like May right after my birthday. I think he drops Vultures too, so God knows what he's gonna say because he's reposted No More Parties in LA, and Ye when it comes to controversy and it's Drake, he gonna be right there.
He's obsessed. He's obsessed,
bro. I'm like,
can I say something?
But None of this happens without Drake, though. Put it that way.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it comes down to, like,
he moves the
everybody that's against him, everybody that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Kanye, Future, Kendrick,
yeah,
Rick Ross.
Facts.
Bro, Drake gave all these dudes stimulus packages, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He gave all these guys their biggest records, bro. So now, motherfuckers is mad because he on the biggest tour right now. He's bringing everybody out. Kanye mad because Dirk want to go chill with OVO and hop on the tour.
Shout out Dirk.
Kendrick is mad because Cole is on the tour. Like, everybody watching from the sideline, like, yo, I'm sick of this dude. Like, there's no taking him down, bro. So what do? Let's be petty, because Drake is the petty king. Let's all be petty. Let's all get on an album together and try to crucify this man. And it's not working, bro, because, well, it's working for them. Because Drake Drake just literally handed them another stimulus package. Y'all all three got together. Y'all all salty. Mention my name. You go number one. If you don't mention my name, that album, that song doesn't go number one.
Isn't it surprising that Future, like you said, like would like take offense to that and then come back and drop like the first track of the album? Like, when does Future like take a shot at Drake? Like, they have the collab album together that we still play to this day.
No, that's a good point, Mike.
Like, right off rip, like I kind of think like maybe Future was like in. Like,
Future doesn't talk to dudes on his album. He doesn't talk to any dudes on his album.
That's what I'm saying.
It's strictly girls and strippers and drug dealers.
Well,
kind of sort of like.
Well, no, he be getting that money and, you know.
Yeah, but he doesn't talk to like, yo, this bro in the studio did me dirty. Like, this exact. He never ever disses or talks to anybody. He'll talk to himself or like tell a story, but he won't do that. And then even if while we're still on the diss track on the.
He did say fuck Russell
on the Kendrick line.
Yeah,
but that's some person. That's some person. Come on, Mike. There's a kid involved. Come on, this guy's a savage. It's his son.
I was just saying he took a shot at Russell.
But that's but I'm glad that you mentioned that, because
let's be real.
That's his character, bro. And when the tables turn and people do it to you,
I don't know, bro.
You start crying.
Shout out Future.
Yo, we're gonna go.
It has to be something deeper that we don't know. It has to be.
I think so too.
It has to be something a little bit deeper that we don't know.
What could it possibly be?
Nah, because if you think about it, a lot of this stuff does happen over the girls and shit. And, you know, remember Drake throwing a couple jabs at the
It's always two reasons you and your man fall out: money or a bitch.